Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके यस सो बिगिन. पहले एक बार अपने ग्रुप के सारे मेंबर्स के नाम लिख दो, whoever is the group leader, and let's begin your evaluation. I think Sonidhi is the group leader. I don't see her anywhere. So the group, whatever, whoever the members are present, क्या हो क्या रहा है? तुम लोगों को पता है आज तुम लोगों का प्रेजेंटेशन है. Why is not your group present here? I need an answer. तो मुझे 5 मिनट लगेंगे. I'll be like okay zero, move ahead. मैं पढ़ा दूंगी चैप्टर. I am not dependent on you to teach the chapter. कौन है इसके ग्रुप में भाई? तो बताओ क्या हुआ, कहाँ है तुम्हारा प्रेजेंटेशन? सुनिधि की तबीयत खराब है. ठीक है.
Ma'am, is the screen visible?
हम्म. Yes, it's visible. Move ahead.
So in this chapter, they are covering evolution of industries. Next, impact of industrialization on society and the workers. And in this chapter, we'll be studying this with two perspectives. The first one is Western perspective, and the another is Indian perspective. In Western perspective, we'll be discussing proto-industrialization, industries and pace of their growth, mechanization, and life of workers. In Indian perspective, we'll be discussing impact on colonies and different weavers, upcoming of the indigenous industries, market for goods. So first, let's understand the meaning of industrialization. So, basically, it is the process by which an economy is transferred from primarily agricultural to one based on the manufacturing of goods. Individual manual labor is replaced by mechanized and mass production, and craftsmen are replaced by assembly lines. Uh, in the book, we are given with two different pictures. The first one is the dawn of the century, and this picture was published by E.T. Paul. He is the publisher in 1900, in the 19th century, and book. In the center of the picture, we can see a goddess-like figure, a lady, which is considered as the angel of progress, and she is bearing the flag of new century, the new era, the starting of the new century. And behind her, we can see the different signs of progress, which are railways, camera, machines, printing press, and factories. And she is gently perched on a wheel with wings, which are symbolizing the time, and her flight is taking her into the future. The next painting is The Two Magicians, and it appeared on a page of a trade magazine magazine 26 January 1901. So this picture is basically divided into two parts. The first part, we can see Aladdin, which is from Orient. Orient refers to the Eastern countries. Here it mainly refers to Asia. And we all know that he has his magical lamp with which he built a beautiful palace. So here he is representing the East, the past, the primitiveness, tradition, and culture. And in the bottom part, we can see a modern mechanic holding modern tools. He builds bridges, buildings, ships, and towers, and he is representing Western modernity. Before the Industrial Revolution. Earlier, industrialization was considered as the growth of factory industry, which is a big misconception. We generally refer to industrialization as factories only, but it's wrong. And earlier, industrial production was also considered as factory production, and industrial workers. When we used to say industrial workers, we meant to factory workers. So this was a misconception. But before the evolution of factories, still large scale production was done before the coming up of factories for the international market. So how was it done? So this large scale production for the international market was done by proto industrialization. And now let's see what proto industrialization means. So it was the phase of large scale industrial production and commercial exchanges before the establishment of factories. It was the period before industrial period, network of commercial exchanges, and it was mainly controlled by the merchants. And here goods were produced by the producers working with their families in the family farm and not in factories. Now let's discuss how was proto-industrialization practiced. So the merchants who used to earlier live in towns now slowly moved towards the countryside, and where they used to give money as an advance to the peasants and workers in the countryside. So the peasants and artisans in the countryside used to produce goods for the money which they were given by the merchants, and then the merchants used to took it and sell it in the international market. Slowly colonialism was spreading, and because of which the colonies number of colonies increased, increased, and this demand was basically fulfilled by the proto industrialization. So from this point, two questions arise. The first one is that the first question is, why were merchants forced to move towards the countryside? Why didn't they live in the town and the in the town itself and continue the production? So in the town, urban crafts and trade guilds means groups, they were formed and they were more powerful. So they used to maintain control over the all the production that used to take place. They limited competition and prices, restricted entry of new people into the trade. So because of them, no new traders were able to carry out the production, and because of that, rulers granted them monopoly to produce and trade. The urban crafts and trade guilds were granted monopoly, and because of this it was difficult for the new traders to set up business in towns, and because of this the merchants slowly and gradually moved towards the countryside. मैं तो उससे आगे कर. The next question which arises is, why did the poor peasants and artisans started working for the merchants? So slowly the open fields were started disappearing in the countryside, because of which agricultural production decreased, and due to which their incomes were also decreasing. artisans and peasants living in the countryside. So, because merchants were slowly shifting towards the countryside, they used to provide the peasants and artisans an alternate source of income. And because of this, the peasants and artisans used to produce different goods, and this acted as an alternate source of income for them. And because of this, peasants and artisans were satisfied and happy. Next slide. Now, gradually, factories started coming up. Now, from the phase of proto-industrialization, we were gradually shifting to industrialization. Industries started evolving in 1730s till late 18th century. And we can see that in 1760, 2.5 million pounds cotton was imported in Britain, and in 1787 it um, rapidly increased to 22 million pounds. So how did it increase? So we can see many reasons. The first is invention, the production process, which were like carding, twisting, spinning, and rolling, and all these production new inventions. Because of these new inventions, the production process was improved, and because of which the output was enhanced, increased. And slowly from the countryside we were gradually shifting to the towns, that is from manual labor to the mechanization. And the whole production process came under one proof, which is factories. And because of the coming up of factories, management became very easy compared to the proto industrialization. And now we could regulate the labor, and careful supervision was was uh, now we could carefully supervise the workers and all the members in the factories, and the quality of the goods uh, became better. Now let's see pace of industrial change. So we are given the four reasons.
Ishika,
First,
I'm going to stop you here for a minute because I need to ask some things. The presentation is very good, but is it only you who will present the whole chapter, or have you divided the presentation?
no, नहीं मैम, और भी सब करेंगे अभी
Acha, how many
एक एक
slides
करके.
of yours are left? Can you tell me?
मैम शायद 1 या 2.
Okay, then continue.
So first is cotton versus metal. So earlier only cotton was basically dominating the whole production and industrialization. So in 1840s only cotton was produced. Then gradually iron and steel industries which overtook cotton production. And iron and steel industries uh, gradually came because of the development of railways. And is because of railways, the demand for iron and steel increased rapidly, and thus iron and steel industries started evolving. Second, in 1873, export of iron and steel was 77 million, which was double of the cotton export. So we can see how iron and steel industries overtook the cotton industries. Next is displacement of traditional industries was not easy. Less than 20% of the workforce uh, less than 20% of the workforce was used in technologically advanced industries. So we can see that more than 80% was still engaged in the traditional production, and textiles was the most dynamic sector, through which the maximum output from domestic units took place. traditional industries too had development and they were not stagnant. So we can see that the still there were ordinary and small innovations taking place, which enhanced the traditional industry. So it was not so easy to uh, displace the traditional industries, and because of the small inventions they were also developing, like food processing, glasswork, tanning, and furniture. Next, technological changes occurred slowly. It was not too rapid because the technological changes were quite expensive, and merchants and industrialists were cautious because it was all new for them. So they had a fear in their mind that would it be better than that or would it be useful enough? So machines often used to broke down and repair was very costly. And the inventors and manufacturers claim that it was not that effective as compared to the earlier production. Now, the first steam engine was the first trial of making the steam engine was in New Common, and James Watt improved it and invented new engines in 1771. In 19th century, there were total 321 steam engines, out of which 80 were used in the cotton industries, 9 were used in the wool industries, and 232 were used in mining, canal work, and iron works. So even the most powerful new technology that enhanced the productivity of labor manifold was slow to be accepted by the industrialists. Thank you.
Factories come up.
Yes, Mitushi, I'll make you wait for some time. Thank you. Ishika, it was a very good presentation and it was way more thorough than I would have expected. So good for you. You've done very well. It was quite clear and you covered pretty difficult portion of the chapter and I am very happy about it. So, but before we continue this, we'll have to see the time that it's already 2:22. So let's just first tackle the question and rest of the presentation we will carry on in the further classes. ठीक है, या फिर अभी अगर हमारे पास टाइम बचता है तो हम लोग इसे शुरू करते हैं, बट फॉर नाउ लेट्स टेक अ ब्रेक क्योंकि ये चैप्टर नया है एंड ऑफ कोर्स इशिका प्रिपेयर्ड इट वेरी नाइस एंड वेरी थरोली, बट देयर माइट बी सम पीपल हु माइट स्टिल हैव सम प्रॉब्लम्स. तो जितना अभी प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ, किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन है? जो हम लोग पूरा चैप्टर के बाद ले रहे थे क्वेश्चन सेशन, वो हम अभी ले रहे हैं क्योंकि ये चैप्टर बड़ा है एंड इट हैज बीन थॉरली प्रिपेयर्ड बाय दिस ग्रुप. So any question जो प्रोटो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन से रिलेटेड है? बेटा you can stop sharing, thank you. Yes, so Ishika, will you answer these two questions? Saurabh's difference between what, Saurabh? What are differences between proto industrialization? प्रोटो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन मैं
प्रोटो
बता.
इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन और मतलब इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन इन दोनों के पीछे डिफरेंस.
अच्छा देखो, मैं तुम लोगों को एक वर्ड में समझा देती हूँ. तुमने प्रोटोजोआ पढ़ा था पिछले साल? एक होता है ना ऑर्गेनिज्म जिसे प्रोटोजोआ कहते हैं. मुझे पता नहीं 9th के बायो में है या 10th के बायो में है ना? पढ़ा था ना? सबसे पुराना फॉर्म है वो लाइफ का, इफ आई एम बीइंग करेक्ट, the earliest or first. So proto industrialization stands for the earliest phase of industrialization. यहाँ पर देखो बात सारी ये हो रही है कि when you started, I just need a minute, I'll enable my earphones, it will be better. Just give me 1 second. Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So देखो ऐसा है कि primitive form of anything can be termed as proto. Prototype जैसे प्रोटोटाइप होता है ना, प्रोटोटाइप का मतलब क्या है, अर्लीस्ट फॉर्म। तो व्हेन द इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन स्टार्टेड, इट डिड नॉट हैपन ऑन वन डे, कि किसी एक इंसान ने बोला चलो एक फैक्ट्री खड़ी करूं और नेक्स्ट डे उसने कर दी। इट वाज अ प्रोसेस, इट वाज अ वेरी ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस। इट वाज एडेड बाय द इन्वेंशंस, टेक्नोलॉजिकल इन्वेंशंस। जो स्पिनिंग जेनी की बात हो रही है, स्पिनिंग जेनी में क्या होता था, पहले लोग हाथ से चरखा चलाते थे, इट यूज्ड टू टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम फॉर वीविंग। और स्टीम इंजन से क्या हुआ कि ये वो वाला टाइम है जब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी उतने बड़े स्केल पर अवेलेबल नहीं है, नहीं तो कई जगह तो अवेलेबल ही नहीं है। तो स्टीम इंजन से क्या हो रहा है, इट इज पावरिंग अप, इट इज एक्टिंग एज अ सोर्स ऑफ पावर। रेलवे के लिए वी कैन नॉट से इट वाज द ओनली रीजन बिहाइंड द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आयरन एंड स्टील इंडस्ट्रीज, बिकॉज बिफोर रेलवेज ऑल्सो आयरन एंड स्टील वर बीइंग। तो बेटा वही तो डिफरेंस है, जो उसका अर्ली फॉर्म है प्रोटो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का, उसके बाद फुल स्केल इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन शुरू हो गया। उसके बाद उन्होंने मशीन्स परफेक्ट कर लिए, उसके बाद उन लोगों ने लेबर को मैनेज करना सीख लिया, गुड्स का प्रोडक्शन प्रॉपर होने लग गया। और प्रोटो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के टाइम पर जो ट्रेडिशनल इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, दे वर स्टिल वर्किंग। वर्क ऐसे नहीं कि इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के टाइम पर करना बंद कर दी, बट ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम इट वाज स्टिल वर्किंग ऑन पार विद दैट। बट धीरे धीरे स्लोली स्लोली देयर यूजफुलनेस इट डिमिनिश्ड, क्योंकि लोगों को ये दिखने लग गया कि अगर इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन में हम लोग काम करेंगे तो देर आर मोर चांसेस ऑफ अर्निंग मनी। देखो इसको तुम ऐसे समझ सकते हो दैट विक्टोरियन लंदन, विक्टोरियन एज वाज द हाइट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन। उस टाइम पर लंदन वाज फुल विथ स्मोक। क्यों? बिकॉज द फैक्ट्री यूज्ड टू एमिट स्मोक। उस टाइम पर इट वाज सो ओवर क्राउडेड, द सिटी वाज सो मिसमैनेज्ड। कहते हैं कि 4-4 फुट का तो कचरा वहां की स्ट्रीट्स पे जमा रहता था। दैट वाज द एग्जैक्ट टाइम व्हेन जैक द रिपर वाज डूइंग ऑल दोस किलिंग। और उस टाइम पर सिटी की हालत इतनी खराब थी, दे कुड नॉट मैनेज द सिटी। देयर वर सो मेनी पीपल who were unemployed or working at bare minimum wages। अभी हम इस पे भी जाएंगे कि ना फैक्ट्री वर्कर्स के लिए जो है टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस भी सेट बाद में करने पड़े। नहीं तो ऐसा था ठीक है, जितनी मेरी जरूरत है उतने लोग मैं रखूंगी एंड वॉट एवर मनी आई नीड आई विल डू दैट। This was the time people were struggling to earn money because agricultural produce की वैल्यू कम हो गई थी और यहाँ पर इन्हें पैसे नहीं मिल रहे थे, क्योंकि जो डिमांड ऑफ लेबर थी इट वाज लेसर देन द सप्लाई, सॉरी, द डिमांड वाज लेसर देन द सप्लाई दे हैड। बहुत इजीली और बहुत सस्ते में लोग काम करने को तैयार थे, क्योंकि उनके पास दे डिड नॉट हैव एनी अदर मीन्स ऑफ earning money। And also Victorian age is infamous for one more thing, that the women, even the higher classes women, they went into, अब इसको मैं कैसे अच्छे वर्ड में करूं, flesh business I can say that, because that was one of the ways to earn money at that time। and the society was degenerated to that level। ये जो जैक द रिपर he killed women who were in the flesh business basically, and that is why police did not investigate properly, because they do not have higher standing in the society। तो हम जिस एरा की बात कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा उस एरा को समझने की कोशिश करो। देखो अभी जैसे अभी हमारा टाइम है जो हम इस टाइम में जी रहे हैं, द क्लासेस आर बीइंग हेल्ड इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली। एक साल पहले तुम लोग इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकते थे कि ऐसा होगा। एंड व्हेन द क्लासेस स्टार्टेड थिंग्स वर क्वाइट डिफरेंट। हम लोग जूम से शुरू करें, जूम के फंक्शंस हमने सीखे, तुमने सीखे, लेकिन फिर जूम में प्रॉब्लम आ गई, वी लेफ्ट जूम, नाउ वी आर एट गूगल मीट। अभी गूगल मीट में भी बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही हैं। टुडे जस्ट आई सॉ दैट इन लोगों ने जैम बोर्ड अवेलेबल कर दिया है, डायरेक्टली इसी में जैम बोर्ड अवेलेबल कर दिया है, अभी तक नहीं था, आई हैड टू ओपन इट फ्रॉम सम प्लेस एल्स। तो ये क्या है, ये इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हैं ओवर द टाइम। एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज इम्प्रूविंग इटसेल्फ। जो इंटरनेट प्रोवाइडर्स हैं वो डेटा सस्ता कर रहे हैं। कितने लोगों को पता है कि 50 GB का डेटा फ्री, 50 GB का डेटा कितना 251 रुपीज में आ रहा है जियो में, वर्क फ्रॉम होम पैक में। that is too much, that's too much of data at too less of a price। कल मेरा भाई बता रहा था कि लेस के अंदर 2 GB डेटा फ्री मिल रहा है एयरटेल वालों को। एक टाइम था ये 2 GB डेटा जो है कितना 300 रुपए का आया करता था। अंजन, आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू, मैं तो पूरी क्लासेस जियो पे ही ली है, मेरे घर में तो आता है। व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्पेस? देखो, ओपन फील्ड्स इसलिए डिसअपियर हो रहे थे क्योंकि लोगों ने क्लेम कर लिया था, पहली बात। ठीक है, लोगों ने फील्ड्स क्लेम कर लिए थे। और ओपन फील्ड्स बेसिकली क्या होते हैं, वो पार्ट जो एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर नहीं है। पेस मतलब होता है स्पीड, पेस ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल चेंज, कि स्पीड क्या है इंडस्ट्रियल चेंज की। So back to the point is that revolutionary changes take place slowly sometimes and sometimes at a very fast speed. ये revolutionary change है that classes can be held electronically. Yes, countrysides mean गांव. So when revolutionary changes begin, the society goes under a lot of changes, और यही तो changes हो रहे हैं। डेटा पैक सस्ते हो रहे हैं, जो मोबाइल से जिनमें क्लासेस चल सकती है वो सस्ते हो रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट अवेलेबल करवा रही है फोन लोगों को। ये सब क्या है? ये रेवोल्यूशनरी चेंजेस है बिकॉज द टाइम डिमांड्स इट। और व्हेन द टाइम विल बी डन, इट्स नॉट लाइक वी विल जस्ट गो अवे विद ऑल दिस और फिर हम लोग पूरी क्लासेस वापस जो है फिजिकल मोड में ही लेंगे। बेटा उसने बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है, डोंट बी अ जेलस पर्सन, ठीक है? और उस ग्रुप को नहीं, अभी केवल इशिका का ही प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ है। शी एक्सप्लेन्ड क्वाइट वेल, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू द थिंग्स दैट यू आर गेटिंग कंफ्यूज्ड एट। सिपाही मतलब सिपाही, क्योंकि अंग्रेज सिपाही नहीं बोल सकते थे, they used to call them सिपाही। It depends if your presentation is good and clear and if you do not need to repeat it, then I will do that. पर अगर वो unclear है तो मैं तुमसे ही समझाने के लिए बोलूंगी। ठीक है, और कुछ किसी को कोई सवाल? So the presentation is doing well and देखो कार्तिकेय, मेरा पॉइंट तुम लोग समझो, अगर तुम इंग्लिश में समझते हो तो तुम इंग्लिश में लिखते हो and you can do it. Just try it. You just have to try a little hard. It does not take much. तुम लोग बहुत सालों से इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में पढ़ रहे हो। तुम लोगों के कारण मैं भी अब हिंदी में आ गई हूँ धीरे धीरे, बिकॉज इट टेक्स अ लॉट कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक पहुंच रहा है या नहीं। ट्राई इन इंग्लिश। अगर तुम बहुत बुरी तरह अटक जाते हो, ट्राई 2-3 टाइम्स। ट्राई एज मच एज यू कैन इन इंग्लिश, लेकिन तुम नहीं कर पा रहे तो यू कैन डू इट हिंदी ऑल्सो। या ओके फाइन, ओके फाइन। तुम लोग बच्चों की इतनी चिंता मत करो, तुम तुम्हारी चिंता करो, मुझे अंडरस्टैंड होना चाहिए, बच्चों को मैं समझा दूंगी। You have not become an expert teacher, but I just want you to reach to a satisfactory level when it comes to peer teaching. She did well, I'm happy. तो जो बाकी का ग्रुप है, the rest of the group, be ready. We will continue with your presentation and what I'm expecting right now is कि ये जो 2 आज absent हैं, इनको भी बोलो that जब तक उनकी चांस आती है अगर वो लोग आ जाएं, so it's better because whoever is absent in this presentation, मैं उनको 0 तो नहीं दूंगी, but I will mark them as absent. They'll have to do some additional assignment. So I think that's all for today. No, I don't have 2 periods today. It's just 1. Okay, so that will be all. Thank you and keep reading this chapter क्योंकि इस चैप्टर से अच्छे अच्छे क्वेश्चंस भी निकल के आएंगे। सायरा।